Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Construction on Mineral Area College's Park Hills campus is ahead of schedule. Also, the Republican primary for Missouri's 3rd Senate District heats up. Plus, a dangerous drug is gathering a fast foothold in southeast Missouri. All of these stories and what weather will the weekend bring?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. Construction on Mineral Area College's Park Hills campus is ahead of schedule. President Stephen Kurtz tells 18 Eyewitness News earlier this week, crews poured the concrete for the second floor foundation and the new addition.
We hope to have the addition completed for that's adjacent to the Arts and Sciences and Technology building by December, January, and then after that, the renovation of the C.H. Cozy Library will take place.
Because the extensive renovations have required some departments to move to other buildings, Dr. Kurtz says that's going on as well.
We also had the renovation component completed with some of our programs that were originally at the Technology Center. They've been relocated to the North College Center, and that project just wrapped up about a couple weeks ago.
In August, MAC's Board of Trustees will hold their monthly meeting at the Fredericktown Outreach Center, followed by a ribbon cutting and open house to showcase the upgraded facilities at that location. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast and the upcoming weekend. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Temperatures today were on the warm side. Not too bad, though. Let's take a look at current conditions right now through southeast Missouri. 91 in Festus, 91 in Potosi. But further south you go, we're a little bit cooler. 85 in Poplar Bluff and 87 right now in Piedmont. As we head through the evening hours, we'll continue to be on the cloudy side. 89 degrees at 7 p.m., 82 by 9 p.m., and by midnight, we'll have temperatures in the mid-70s. I'll give you more details on your forecast that includes some more rainfall for southeast Missouri. All those details coming up later in weather.
With less than a month to the August primary, the candidate for Missouri's 3rd Senate District, Terry Varner, continues hitting the campaign trail. Varner tells 18 Eyewitness News the message he's hearing most frequently from voters is, how do you feel about Obamacare?
I think Obamacare was an abomination. It should never have been passed. It's unconstitutional in my opinion, regardless of what SCOTUS has decided upon. And I'm going to do my best in Jefferson City to repeal and to nullify Obamacare in Missouri.
Varner says there's a legislative model for Missouri to follow to nullify Obamacare.
The state of Arizona has passed one just recently. I believe they're still waiting for the governor to sign it. But their bill will nullify Obamacare. It will nullify a lot of the federal regulations been placed upon us in this in their state, and we need to copy that completely.
Varner says he's gotten a lot of positive feedback from voters who want to see a change from business as usual in Jefferson City as he campaigns as a citizen legislator. The Missouri Club for Growth is endorsing Gary Romine as their candidate for the state's 3rd senatorial district. The Club for Growth is focused on ensuring the legislature will stand for policies that promote job growth, economic prosperity, and fiscal accountability. When Romine visited the 18 Eyewitness News studios, he says the legislature needs to be doing a better job of approaching government more like a business.
It's a large cash cow in that there's a lot of funds to be used and managed, and I think if we approach that management of our funds with a business acumen, with a business sense about us, we will have enough resources to successfully meet the needs of our state in our budget. In doing so, it will create an environment where a business will feel comfortable in coming into the state because our taxes should be in line. We should have a good environment for workers' compensation. We should have a good work environment so that employers don't have to worry about frivolous lawsuits.
After receiving their endorsement, Romine says he was looking forward to working with them to create a strong economic environment, provide transparency in government, and protect Missourians from wasteful government spending. A storm system left 3,000 homes in Boldinger County without power Wednesday evening. The National Weather Service reports a thunderstorm downburst with sustained winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour and gusts of 50 to 60 down trees and power lines. Most of the outages were concentrated in the Marble Hill area. Black River Electric had crews working throughout the evening. Now, the utility reports power had been restored to all customers before midnight. A pop-up thunderstorm also knocked out power to 43 homes in Fredericktown. Power was restored to those homes just before midnight as well. The city of Farmington has canceled the water conservation order that was issued 2 weeks ago. The order was triggered when high water usage was exceeding the production capacity from the city's water system. City officials said the excessive usage was caused by residents watering their lawns. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, the impact of a dangerous drug you can buy at a convenience store. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
In a relatively short amount of time, bath salts have gained a tremendous foothold across southeast Missouri. Trooper Clark Parrott of the Missouri Highway Patrol tells 18 Eyewitness News the synthetic drugs have become so widespread because they're cheap and readily available, sometimes being sold in convenience stores. Parrott says the difficulty for law enforcement when dealing with someone on bath salts is that the indicators are always not consistent.
If we have somebody that is intoxicated on alcohol or a specific drug, there are benchmarks for us to look for as far as eye movement, slurred speech, that sort of thing. With bath salts right now, there's really no benchmark that says, okay, if they're acting this way, this is what they're on.
Parrott says typically authorities try to get the user medical attention by calling an ambulance. He adds another issue is dealing with bath salts about manufacturers who work hard at skirting the law.
The problem is these folks that make this stuff are smart enough to study the law and realize, okay, if I change one little ingredient, it doesn't fall under the guidelines of what a controlled substance is.
Parrott says both teens and adults seem to be equally involved with bath salts. He says sign of a potential user includes changes in habits or disposition, as well as being withdrawn and secretive. 6 Piedmont residents are facing distribution of a controlled substance charge. According to the probable cause statements, Harold Fancher, Adam Tucker, Samuel Carroll, Michael Magoniel, and Tracy Dennis all sold drugs to confidential informants in their homes. Gloria Harris is also facing a distribution of a controlled substance charge for a drug sale to an informant. In addition, Harris is facing charges of possession of a controlled substance following a traffic stop by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. The 6 are expected to be arraigned on the charges soon. Well, 5 people are under arrest in connection with a string of burglaries in Butler County. 34-year-old Aaron Lacey, 49-year-old Paula Lacey, and 26-year-old Tommy Peterson are being held on $100,000 bonds after being charged with second-degree burglary. Jessica Carter and Lonnie Beringer have been charged with receiving stolen property. According to the sheriff's office, they took 7 burglary reports in eastern Butler County around June 27th. Information from the victims and a tip led them to 3 suspects living in the Poplar Bluff and Brosley area. The next day, 2 search warrants were executed with authorities finding many of the stolen items. Still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, Von Carricker joins us next on Ask the Attorney.
Another chance of showers and thunderstorms are developing through southeast Missouri. I give you all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Today turned out to be a warm day here in southeast Missouri. We saw some scattered showers and thunderstorms through portions of the viewing area. Let's take a look at weather headlines. What do we expect for the next few days? Well, we can continue to see scattered thunderstorms and showers throughout the next few days through the weekend, and then temperatures are going to be in the low 90s for the next few days through the weekend, but then warming up for next week. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures not too bad out there. 85 in Cape Girardeau, 88 in Fredericktown. The further north you go, the warmer. 91 in Festus and Potosi, 89 in St. Genevieve. But the further south you go, a little bit cooler. 85 in Poplar Bluff, 86 in Van Buren. Here at the station, we have current temperature of 91 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Feels like 93 out there though. Dew point 66 with 42% humidity and an east wind at 9 miles per hour. As we head through the evening hours, we're going to continue to see cloudy skies. Also a possibility of some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Another chance of showers and thunderstorms through portions of southeast Missouri. Further south you go, the better the chance. So for tonight, we'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms, low around 70 degrees. Otherwise, cloudy skies, 65 in Festus, 64 in Ironton, Van Buren, 63, 68 in Poplar Bluff and Cape Girardeau. Then for tomorrow, high around 90 degrees, cloudy skies with chance of showers and thunderstorms. The further south you go, a little bit cooler with those showers and thunderstorms, but the further north you go, temperatures in the low 90s for the most part. Here in southeast Missouri, the next several days are looking like this here. On Saturday, 90 degrees, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Looks like we could possibly clear out by Sunday, high of 92, partly sunny skies. Monday and Tuesday, temperatures in the mid 90s with partly sunny skies. Wednesday, 97, partly sunny skies as well. And then on Thursday, a little bit cooler at 94 with partly sunny skies. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri, 90 degrees on Saturday with a low around 71. Chance of showers and thunderstorms. And it looks like we're clearing out for Sunday with a high around 92. And that's Check Your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details to look at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Dustin, thanks a lot. And now Fred Dawkins Jr. is here with Ask the Attorney.
In today's Ask the Attorney, Von Carricker joins us to talk about veterans benefits.
Hey, it's a great idea to talk about fully developed claims. Now, traditionally, it can take anywhere from several months to several years to process a typical VA claim. With the fully developed claim, The shortest time recorded thus far has been 6 days, not weeks, days. This is the fastest and the best way to process a VA claim. Now, claims submitted this way don't usually require additional evidence. There's not a whole lot of running around. There's not a whole lot of record gathering because the assumption is that the VA has most of those records already. Now, it requires a special form, and the attorney will usually send in a notification to lock in the date for retroactive benefits because, of course, you don't want to get your benefits going forward from the time they're approved. You want your benefits going back to the time you applied. Now, if you don't have a fully developed claim, even though you submit that request as one, you won't get rejected. Your claim won't get denied because of that. What'll happen is it'll just be kicked back to the regular process, and it'll take longer. It'll be the typical process. It'll go back to your VA regional office, and then you're back into that in several months to several years time frame. Now, technically, this process of fully developed claims is only available to veterans looking for service-connected compensation or non-service-connected pension. However, on the down low, between me and you, the VA will expedite a claim for a surviving spouse, your widows and widowers, if you send in a similar request. Now, we attorneys at Manley, Carricker & Carricker, we accredited VA claims attorneys, know how to work within the system to process a fully developed claim. We know how to cut down on the time that you have to wait for your benefits. And if you qualify for a fully developed claim, we'll be able to tell you that. So give us a call at 573-756-6446 so we can help you with your claim.
We must remind you that the choice of an attorney is an important one and should not be made solely based on advertising.
You know, Home Sweet Home would be a lot sweeter if you could lower that mortgage payment. And nowadays there are programs that can help you do just that. Want to learn about them? Good, because they're just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment. With a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Home Sweet Home would be all the sweeter with a lower mortgage payment, wouldn't it? Want to refinance your mortgage? Money hacker Stacy Johnson explains how some new programs might just help.
Yeah, I've refinanced twice, and we're finishing up our second refinance, and we've taken our interest rate from the initial refinance through now down 3 whole points, or 3 percentage points, which is amazing.
Joe Subblebar has taken advantage of both government programs and low interest rates to refinance and lower his mortgage payments. Not once, but twice. But when it comes to understanding complex government programs or refinancing red tape, Joe's got an advantage. He's a housing counselor. But millions of Americans aren't taking advantage of existing programs, either because they're unaware or ineligible. Problems the White House and HUD Secretary Sean Donovan want to fix.
Right now, unless you have the right kind of mortgage, you can't refinance whatsoever. You're completely locked out of refinancing. And it's just not fair.
What the White House wants is for Congress to pass a law allowing virtually all homeowners to refinance. It could save billions, help housing, and stimulate the economy.
We need Congress to act. Legislation is required. In some cases, we have to not ask the banks to do these, we have to require them through legislation, and we need Congress to act to allow every family to be able to refinance.
Now, this latest effort will require congressional approval. Hopefully that gets traction. But in the meantime, if a refinance would help your situation, do your family a favor. Call a housing counselor and find out. It doesn't cost a dime.
HUD-approved housing counselors are in every community around the country, and they're free.
For more information on programs both old and new, as well as where to find help, just go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for Housing Help. For Money Talks, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to moneytalksnews.com. Raging wildfires continue to burn throughout Colorado. Sometimes fire devils or fire tornadoes will form during a wildfire. Our science guy, Jason Lindsay with Hooked on Science, tells us the science behind this phenomenon.
Hey, it's Jason Lindsay with Hooked on Science. We see them typically out west during a wildfire. They are called fire tornadoes, and we are going to recreate one right here in the Hooked on Science studio. Have a fire, and around my fire I have a screen. I'm going to spin this, and I want you to observe the fire tornado as it attempts to shoot toward the ceiling. There it goes right there. The science behind this, it's pretty simple. The cold air replaces the warm rising air. The screen that I have around it, it's there for a reason. It basically causes the air to rotate. It forces it to. The air moves closer and closer to the center. It spins faster and faster, causing the flames to spin in this very unique way, just like that. We'll spin it one more time, and you can see our fire tornado shoot up toward the top of the screen. Learn more about this experiment by going to our website. That's hookedonscience.org.
Go to hookedonscience.org for this experiment and others that might get you and your family hooked on science.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals prepare to start the second half of the baseball season. The Redbirds may play more interleague games next year, but fewer games against Kansas City, and Mizzou basketball holds its first practice. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News, with Jeremy Martin.
Beginning the season with a target that accompanies all defending World Series champions, the Cardinals burst out of the gate, placing sufficient separation between them and the rest of the National League Central. But injuries and adversities turned that lead into a deficit. Now St. Louis will begin the second half, looking up at the Pirates and the Reds. The 2011 Cardinals made their mark by making up significant second-half ground. This year's club would prefer not to follow that blueprint, and the Cardinals can put their fate in their own hands by taking advantage of all the games they have left to play against division rivals. St. Louis and Cincinnati will meet 9 more times this year, including the first series after the break and the final series of the year. The Redbirds also have 6 more games scheduled against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The switch to 2 15-team leagues in 2013 means baseball will always have an interleague series going on, and there will probably be more interleague games for each team, but it will mean fewer matchups between the Cardinals and the Royals. The union head says if the players agree to expanded and perpetual interleague play, they want to modify the natural rivalries so that a team like the New York Mets don't have 6 games against the natural rival Yankees, while the division opponent drew an inferior team as many times. Next year, natural rivals will face each other 3 or 4 times at most, unless their divisions are pitted against each other that summer. That will mean fewer games between the Cardinals and the Royals, the Interstate 70 rivals, unless the NL Central is touring the AL Central during interleague play. Blues general manager Doug Armstrong has acknowledged being involved in trade talks recently, and now those discussions could be leading to a deal soon. The Blues have prioritized adding a top 4 defensive man this offseason. But while that search continues, Armstrong might have found a veteran forward to add to the mix. Dallas captain Brendan Morrow is believed to be available, and the Blues may have interest. Morrow is coming off an injury-riddled season, but if he's healthy, Morrow could be the type of forward that would help the Blues. The 2 seasons prior to last year, he combined for 53 goals and 102 points. And Missouri basketball began its first of 10 early season practices Tuesday night in advance of its August tour of Europe. The 2-hour practice allowed head coach Frank Haith and his staff to begin putting in its offensive game plan while also working on half-court and transition defenses. Few teams in college basketball scored at the rate of the Tigers last season. Mizzou led the country in field goal percentage, 2-point field goal percentage, points per field goal attempt, and assist turnover ratio. Those figures were fueled in part by the 2-headed point guard tandem of Michael Dixon and Phil Pressey, and that duo is back in 2012-13. Missouri has several new faces this year, although 3 of those new bodies, Kean Bell, Jabari Brown, and Ernest Ross, participated in practice last year. Mizzou did a mixture of team and station drills during the first practice, including implementing several offensive sets and its half-court defense. And that's a look at sports. Fred and Dustin, back to you.
Definitely the rainfall last night helped out an awful lot, Dustin Kopp, but our neighbors to the south received some pretty severe storms.
They didn't like it at all with power going out at all. And you know, it's summertime, pop-up thunderstorms do occur, and you just got to be prepared.
You do.
You know, I mean, all night long you heard the thunder, and usually you go outside and you look at the sky and see the lightning and hear the thunder, and you're thinking, well, you know,
that's pretty.
It's pretty. There's going to be a thunderstorm soon. Sometimes it was just thunder, and that was it. But it just popped up thunderstorms, and like you said, down to our south a little bit on the severe side.
Yeah.
But they got the power back on. So, and at least it wasn't the 100+ degree weather.
Thank goodness for that. What's the weather look like for the weekend? Are we in any better shape or what?
Well, sort of. I've got a surprise for you. Yesterday we were talking the whole weekend could possibly be wet. Well, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, and it looks like just Saturday could be wet. It looks like clear skies for Sunday, but we got a couple more days to get through before we get to Sunday, so it may change just a little bit. But right now, it looks like just showers and thunderstorms for your day on Friday, high around 90. Same on Saturday, 92 on Sunday, and then we're warming things back up by next week.
All right. Sounds real good, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back tonight at 10 o'clock with more. Until then, have a blessed evening, everybody, and God bless.
Have a good evening, everybody. Newswatch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.